Hey guys, welcome back to Qualysguard Vulnerability Management Tutorials. Now, in this lab tutorial, we will see vulnerability, vulnerabilities, and the threat protection future of Qualysguard. Okay, you can find this threat protection module in in the threat protection tab like this, and here it is. If it is not a dedicated version or license thing. This is having only for 27 days trial period here for me, as it is a lab account. Okay, so the student trial. So yeah, you can see the console here. It is showing me the latest vulnerabilities here, or you can search for the threat news feed here, whatever you want to search, the latest ones. Okay, and you all know that we SS Qualys Guard has started relying on severity levels so that to help us calculate the risk associated with the vulnerabilities. So for that case, we or Qualysguard has defined a formula. I can say it as a formula, but it is a relation between the severity and the risk and vulnerabilities. Okay, so it is considering it as risk is equal to threat into vulnerability. Okay, whereas vulnerability is associated with the severity. Severity is the impact if vulnerability is exploited. Okay, so because we know majority of these breaches happen because of exploitation only, and it relies on this formula, it relies on this relation. So based on that, it has got the real-time threat feed, real-time threat intelligence feed, and these vulnerabilities with the public exploits are those where exploit knowledge is well known and working exploit code is publicly available. And high data loss vulnerabilities also can potentially result in massive data loss. Zero-day vulnerabilities also can, and actively attacked vulnerabilities also, where attacks are being observed in the wild, that means the presence. And denial of service vulnerabilities can adversely impact your host and application vulnerability. So we get feeds on these. We get all the feeds related to this. Public exploit, easy exploit, actively attacked, and 0 day where no patch available and where high data loss is there, and denial of service and exploit attack and malware. Okay. Now, if you see here, what can we do in this tab in the vulnerability in the threat protection management tab is we can query token. That means we can give a token to the query of real-time intelligence feed, and we should specify the vulnerability, whether it is there or not. Like suppose if you're finding it for exploit, then you should mention the exploit current exploit scenario where it is true. If you are checking for a denial of service, you should check for denial of service whether it is true. Likewise, you should query the initial tokens, or it is called intel query tokens. Okay, which can give you the real-time feed. Okay, for that case we will check the console and we will apply some virtual lab environment to know to get better idea. Now if you see here we have assets tab. I'll just click on the assets tab directly, and on the under the assets tab you have multiple assets associated with it. All right, so for this case you can go, you can check it out with these assets and their vulnerabilities and all. Okay, now here I'll go to I'll go back to my vulnerability management, and I'll again move back to the report section where search lists are there. So I think I'll go to search list now, reports, and I'll find the search list. Yes, I found the search list. See, this is the vulnerabilities here. Dynamic, and I already told you the static search list and the dynamic search list all available here. Now for this, I will create a new search dynamic list here. Okay, I'll select on the new dynamic list. Yeah, I selected. I got this. Now I'll give it a name. What can I give? I want to see for easy exploit. So I'll give it as easy exploit search. All right. So this is the exploit search now. It's done. Then go. So list criteria. Here all the list criteria will be available. Let it be the default if you want to save, you want to specify search. But I'm interested to go for the threat protection RTI, and I will select the easy exploit. You check the easy. See, these are all the threat protection real-time intelligence feeds where in indicators. These are all the indicators where you can select what indicator you want to actually verify. Okay. Now after this, you can save, and you can also create a patch report for this. Okay, I'll go with this and I'll save it. Yeah, done. I've created it. Come on, create it fast. Shit is processing here, processing. Yeah, we're done with it. Now again, I'll go to the report section and I'll select the templates here. For this, I should create a patch template, right? So I'll create a patch template for this. That would be useful here. Go new scan template. I'm sorry, I'm taken. I consider this. I consider the scan template. No, I want a patch template. Yeah, selected it now. Patch template. It is running in the background. It is running. Yeah, it is open now. Yes, right. So I can give it as a patch template. Patch template for easy exploits. Right. Right. So findings. I'll give it as a finding. I'll QRT based patch evaluation because we see what it is showing. We'll recommend the most accurate patches when we have findings based on the QIDs for the host in this template. Alright, I'll go with the QIDs early, don't worry. Then I'll click on the findings. I have created a asset group already, right? So I think I can select it now. Okay, I'll go there and I'll select for the items. I'll select the background. Yeah, I have an asset group called Bangalore. Yeah, I've got it. Then after I can select it the host target. I'll go to the display navigation. Let us see what is there in the display now. It is asking me what? Oh my god. Okay. How do you want to sort? I want to sort it by host or patch, or how do you want to sort by operating systems or what? How do you want to do it? So as I'm doing a patch template, I want to patch. I want to sort by patch, and QRTs will be fixed by each patch. Yes, available links should be there, and patches for unspecified vendors also should be available. Okay, right. And I want to assign the QID as well. Assign to the QID for the patch detection. Yes. CVSS score if you want. CVSS score also can be there available. Okay, that depends on your perspective here. So I don't want to include text in the report photo. I don't want. I'll go to filter now. Okay, I want. Excuse me for that. I want to apply filter, custom filter here. So I already created a patchable CVRT, right? I think in the last time, in the last video when I created it, but now actually I'll use it. I already created a report now for that. But I already created a report for that, this search list for that. So I'll add it. For save for I'm sorry, for easy exploit I've already created a search list, dynamic search list, so I can drag it here. Okay, so I'm dragging it here now, buddies. Yeah, I got it to that. And now here I have my ad list. Yeah, I've got this. And what is my this thing? Easy exploit search. Yeah, this one. I'll select this. Okay, and I'm done with that. That's it. I added my list, and thereby one after the, and you can test the button. You can click the test button if you want to preview your report. Okay, I'll go ahead and test it. It should work. It should work, buddies. Test. It's processing. The report is running actually. The report started to generate here. Still running. 4% it is. Six kel down, man. Yes, we got the report, buddies. So here it is showing total patches required 28 and host requiring patches 7. At vulnerabilities addressed are 48. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll actually short this with a host. This is less than, yeah, yes. So for this vendor ID and for this time, we need three patches here. Okay. And that's all one. I can click on the view report target. It will give you the IP address if any or anything. Select a patch to see the list of hosts. Okay. I can select a patch. Now I've selected it. So it is saying, it is showing me the hosts that require this patch. Network time protocol multiple security vulnerability patch. For these systems it is required. Okay. And I'll select another one. It will show me these three. Right. So these are the another these things. Okay. So likewise, you can check for the host, and you want to check the latest one. This was 3 years ago, 13 years ago. You can short it 1 year ago. The latest published. Okay, you can short it as well with that. You can close the report here after seeing it. Yep, I can close it and I can save it. I'm done with the reporting now. So I've used the threat protection and RTI and I've created a report using it. Alright, so you can see here what is our patch template for easy exploit. This one is showing a host based one. If you want anyhow check, you can check on the click actions and you can run it anytime you want to run.